Contrary to what people believe in my house, the turn of the screw is not the same thing as the taming of the shrew. The first one is a terrifying, haunting work of literature, and the second is a bit of non-PC fun. A cross between Upstairs, Downstairs and Paranormal Activity, this novella sparked countless adaptations, an opera, a play, many films, and quite frankly, some ridiculous Netflix series. When I first read it many years ago, it didn't particularly grab me. The language is, of course, very elegant, but it seemed remote and full of unnecessary twists and turns. The children, little Flora and her brother Miles, were tediously beautiful, and the characters have this frustrating habit of answering a question with another question. And I wasn't exactly scared either. Miss Jessel and Peter Quint, what a bore they are. What the hell do they want? Why couldn't the governess just tell them to bugger off? But I soon gave myself up to the spell, just like the governess does, and decided to revisit the tale and see if I could come to terms with it. Very much a man of this world, James was very cosmopolitan, and he loved to live in Florence, in Venice, in Rome. He loved Paris, but he preferred to live in England. And although not as much of a decadent dandy as Oscar Wilde, he loved to go to his Reform and Athenaeum Club and to dine out. On one instance, for 107 times in one season in the winter of 1878-79, as he famously claimed. James wasn't exactly interested in writing your average Victorian ghost story with ghouls and vampires. He normally writes about the affairs of the heart of posh people, as we know, but he did have a penchant for the supernatural. His father, Henry James Sr., apparently could sense malevolent spirits in the room, and his brother, philosopher and psychologist William, he was also interested in investigating paranormal phenomena. So James writes this great classic literary tale of a haunting with innocent, angelic little children at the heart of it, to just give it an additional turn of the screw or two. As strange and creepy tales go, the premise is perfect. It starts with a group of people sitting around the fire in an old house on Christmas Eve, when traditionally such tales are told, except that the narrator, one Douglas, having introduced the topic and got his audience all excited and wanting to find out more, says the story won't tell, not in any literal, vulgar way. So we are warned from the very beginning that the story will not tell us what really is going to happen. James has no time for literal, vulgar ways. He wants us, the readers, to do all the work and draw our own conclusions, such as, is the governess innocent or guilty? Are these ghosts real, or are they the fruit of a deranged, hysterical imagination? And in other words, is the governess mad? She could easily be. The children seem to be more frightened of her than they are of the spirits that she sees. The only thing we know for sure is that she's completely convinced that Quint and Miss Jessel are no mere apparitions from beyond the grave, whose worst effect is to give us all a big fright. Yeah. For her, living, detestable, dangerous presences capable of interfering and causing no end of harm. She must protect her wards at all costs. So what the hell is really going on here? Finer and way more intelligent readers than I have debated this question and discussed the various interpretations without really coming to any conclusions. I do like, however, to end on a lighter note usually. So I quite would like to highlight the contrast between the feverish, neurotic, obsessive governess and placid, loving and motherly, very kind, much slower housekeeper Mrs. Gross, who, although easily freaked out by the governess, is not exactly a haunted, neurotic character herself. For instance, upon discovering that little Flora has disappeared and has gone out, probably chasing after evil Miss Jessel, Mrs. Gross's first reaction is to say, "Without a hat, I must go out into the night myself, see if I can meet any evil spirits, but do not worry on my account."